Hi. So we're on day 2 of Home to Homestead in 100 days, and I am Terry.
And I'm Chris from 1StrongHome.
And we have done a lot of planning since yesterday, and we have decided on our number 1 priority item, and I'll let Chris tell you about what we decided.
All right, so like a year or so ago, we got a new neighbor, and our new neighbor, they're fantastic people. The kind of thing that we have that's one of our biggest difficulties is our free range of our chickens and our dogs and everything. And now that we have a new neighbor, they're always leaving our property and going over to visit. And though they say that's not a big deal, we want to do the right thing and make sure that they're all in the property, and our dogs have been kind of corralled in a pretty small space. So that's really one of the things that we're going to work the first on is getting that perimeter fence done, so that we can kind of keep our animals in our space, and at the same time it makes it so we can put in like a dog run or dog door, and we're not just letting them out all day long. And like we said yesterday, we're trying to look at the things that are reducing our efforts, right? And Terry will talk about another thing we're working on up here as we approach it, but it's all on the idea of better quality for our animals. And
Yeah, the more we can let our animals out in our yard, the less feed we're going to need to be giving them every single day. So that'll help a lot more if we can free range more often.
And so down here, that was our duck house, and our turkey run and house there. We have 2 sides to that, but that's going to be something that this year we really work on, is giving them some more space. And normally they free run in the whole backyard here, but they've been making it up to the neighbor's patio, and it's never fun to hear they're out there spraying off the turkey crap. We want to make sure we're doing the right things for our neighbors, and we've been having a hard problem with rats. And so this year, one of the things we're going to be doing is pouring concrete in there and doing different gates, so that we can kind of make them more rat proof, because we've been losing a lot of feed, feeding rodents, not necessarily our animals. And yeah, those guys are awesome. And we're going to do the same thing down here. We raise pheasants, so we have some pheasants here, and they've just been on this movable small temporary run all year long, since like March or something. And so we can give them a better life also. So we're working on that. But the way our property runs, we have I can see if I can show you it. There's like a gully right in here, and it's probably 25-ish feet deep.
Turn a little more, you could probably see it better when you go towards the cows.
Yeah, so over there.
Yeah.
So on the far side we could drive across, and it starts there and runs this direction, and so it isn't all that deep on one end, but it is pretty wide. And so we want to be able to fence the top portion of this off, because the turkeys obviously and the chickens love to scratch in that stuff that's not just lawn, it's leaves and brush, and when they get down in there, it's kind of hard to separate everything that we have on the farm. So we're going to kind of put a fence along the top of that edge too, so that we can put cattle down in there. They can brush everything out, and at the same time keep hopefully our flock up here where they're supposed to be for the free run.
All right, so we got so far.
Yeah,
We'll see if we can get started this next week with our busy work week coming up, but
we're all back to school, and Terry's a teacher, so she starts tomorrow, and we're just after the Christmas and New Year holidays, so we're getting back at it. But we want to share with you guys, we made this list, and this list is it's going to be exhausting, right?
A lot of planning.
It is a lot of planning, but we know where we need to start. We need to start with finishing the perimeter fence, because that for us fixes, kind of gets us the next stage on a couple of different projects that we have. And we're going to bring you guys along with us, and we'll be showing you guys the fence style that we've chosen as we get the materials for that. So welcome, and thanks again for tuning in, and make sure to subscribe to One Strong Man. Thanks guys, have a good night.
Bye.